guys, Brandon here with Exotic Cars 19, and today we're in something pretty special. I've been meaning to bring some more classics to Exotic Cars 19's YouTube channel. So here we are with Gino in his 1973 Camaro. So what can you tell us about this awesome car, man?
Well, like you said, 73 Camaro Rally Sport. It is a true Rally Sport car. It's a original 90,000 mile car. I acquired the car a couple years ago or more from a guy who bought it at Barrett Jackson. He had taken it out to North Carolina, and apparently it was causing marital issues. So anyway, I bought it from him and had it shipped out here to Texas, and realized that there were quite a few things wrong with the original build, and over the course of the last 2 years, I pretty much changed everything in it. Starting with the motor, I had ATK, their high performance division out of Dallas, built a 383 stroker, full roller motor. Came out, the motor was listed at 415 horse, but when they dynoed it, it was at 435. Okay. Almost 470 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
So I had a company called Phoenix Transmissions in the Fort Worth area who worked closely with ATK. They custom built a TCI 700 R4 transmission with a 2500 stall converter matched to a brand new 10-bolt 373 posi rear end.
Oh, okay.
At that point, once I got all that in, the car was very fast and didn't really handle right. So I then did subframe connectors. Started with the front end. I did Hotchkiss and Global West suspension components, QA1 suspension components, lowered the car down, oversized anti-sway bars front and rear, did a full Corvette conversion, disc brake conversion up front, brand new master cylinder, basically rebuilt the entire brake system on it, vintage air. I just kind of wanted to have a resto mod Camaro that would handle 80 miles an hour on Texas freeways.
Yeah, not just look good, but drive good as well. And exactly. I will say about the looks of it, we actually mentioned off camera as well, though I personally think it certainly sounds great too.
Yeah. It likes to get out and go, for sure.
But I was, something I haven't actually told my viewers yet because I wasn't too deep into it and it ended up not working out, but about last summer I almost impulse bought a 1972 Camaro Z28 in Mulsanne blue, but mostly just because I didn't know so much about what I needed to do because it wasn't perfect. Just the body style of these early 70s, I just think they are the most timeless of the Camaros.
Absolutely.
I know like we mentioned, the 60s is kind of where the money's going to right now, but the body style of the 70s I just can't get enough of. And we actually got in contact because over the Facebook page you actually ended up listing this, so it is for sale, is it not?
Yeah, it is for sale. I have a couple other projects that I'm working on, and so for the right price, I would let it go. I'm going to have it listed for $28,000, which is well below what I've got in this car. After rebuilding everything the way it needed to be rebuilt. I felt like it was only due justice to do the car right. And I'm also open to trades as well. I feel like the trade value is going to be around $35,000. So.
Well, I have a Subaru BRZ if...
yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think I'll fit. But yeah, so I might be open to something a little bit different, or maybe just getting my money back out of it and doing some other things. Yeah,
no, these early 70s Camaros, man, still a bucket list car for me. I just have to dive into it a little bit more down the road, but just gorgeous cars, great sounding too. Oh, that's great. Oh no, you're making me want to buy one real bad.
Yeah, that's 0 to 70 and not very
no, that didn't take long at all. Jeez. So how often do you drive this, and where would you take it out to?
You know, I'm not really driving it that much. I work a lot. I've got several other toys, so I break it up. I'm probably in this 2 days a month.
Okay.
Well, one day I'll take it to work, and another time I might take it out to Cars and Coffee or to a local cruise-in or something like that.
How are the reactions when you take it to a car show?
Everybody loves it. Yeah, they go crazy over it, and I pop the hood, and it's literally I can spend 2 hours there with 4 people because it takes about 15 minutes to go over everything that we did to the car.
Speaking of the engine bay, man, real clean look. You mentioned about you tried to like keep it real clean, real almost race inspired.
Exactly. A lot of guys do chrome. Some of the newer things you're seeing now are in black, which I also think are very cool. But I wanted to take this engine and have it look like this engine could have been plucked right out of a NASCAR.
Yeah.
Really the only chrome piece on it is the top of the air cleaner, and I haven't been able to find one in polished billet at this point. But the Spectre valve covers, everything like that, it's just all polished aluminum. So it kind of just knocks it down a little bit, gives it a real racy look. But
it does.
One of the things I really thought was important is even on these older cars, you just see wires running everywhere. You see hoses running everywhere, and I wanted the engine compartment clean and tidy, and so I spent a lot of time figuring out how to run the electrical and even the spark plug wires, having them just drape right back around the engine. It's got vintage air conditioning in it, and I ran those hoses and hid those up under the. And
that's one of the things that made me like really skeptical about that one Camaro that I was looking into. Is the guy, he said it runs decently. I'm like, well, what does that mean? And he was like, well, I got to reroute the fuel lines. I'm getting some vapor lock. I got to do this, and it looked like a mess that I didn't really know how to dive into at that time. But we'll put it in the back burner for now. But yeah, looking in the engine compartment, real clean look. So
yeah, this was a little bit of a mess when I got it, but that's the beauty of building it. Your own way is that everything was stripped out of there, and so each little harness that I ran, I knew once I figured it out, I knew exactly how I was going to run it to make it look like all you're looking at is the motor itself.
Right.
We did a front runner system on it, so that really tidies up the front of the motor as well.
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic.
I didn't want something stock. I didn't want something original. I really like the pro touring look that people are doing now with cars. I just don't have 6 figures to spend on one. So I kind of had an idea of building my own, and back in 2004, for 3 years, Holden out of Australia built and labeled the new GTO. It was basically a modern version of the GTO. It didn't have a lot of love, but it did have an LS motor. It was basically a Corvette motor and drivetrain in a kind of a modern looking car. So we found one that was wrecked, pulled the entire interior out of it, and I was able, my nephew Lance Keller, who's in the Air Force, hey Lance.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. He came down and spent a week with me 2 years ago over Thanksgiving, and we grafted the entire GTO seating arrangement into this car. And I don't know if the camera can really pick up the back.
We'll get some extra shots. But
it actually looks as though it was born with this interior. I thought about recovering the seats only because they say GTO on them, but to me it doesn't really bother me. And it's just on the front buckets anyway. But we did a full fiberglass dash because I wanted to have this car came with air conditioning, but back in the early 70s it was all down in the lower part of the dash. So buying a molded dash, we were able to run the vintage air up into the dash, so it kind of will hit you right in the face. And this blows ice cold. It's only about 45 degrees today, so otherwise we'd be having it on right now. But I did a billet steering wheel. I also did a fiberglass console with the B&M Quicksilver shifter. It's a ratchet shifter, so as soon as you bang it from first to second, it instantly goes from first to second and shifts very, very tight. So you can get right on through the gears if you're wanting to race it. I don't race this car. I have had the opportunity to take it out to COTA, Circuit of the Americas, and my daughter and I got some track time out there. It's just one of those deals where you know, it's guys with their Corvettes and Vipers and Challengers and whatnot. They all go out and they get a little track time for a few $100, and no passing, you know, obviously. I'm running a $40,000 Camaro next to a $150,000 Viper. I don't think he's going to want me running into him because I can't stop.
That's got to be a real cool sight, though, to see this thing on a new track.
It was very cool. I have some still images of it.
Oh, cool.
And one of the really nice things was there was 2 Corvettes and 2 brand new SRT Challengers behind me, and by the end of the first lap, they were no longer in my rearview mirror.
Really?
So they didn't give us a speed limit, but I had very fast cars in front of me. Like I said, I had a Viper directly in front of me, and I could keep up with him until we got into the corners, and he could overbrake me and overpower me. But it was fun.
That's got to be a cool sight.
Having my daughter in the car, and it was just really an experience we'll never forget. So outside of that, but yeah, this is just a car that you certainly could autocross if you wanted to. You could certainly continue to take it to another level beyond what it's at right now, doing a 4-link rear suspension or something like that, and probably turn it into an autocross car. Probably. It wouldn't take much.
Tell you what, just riding it for the time we've been in it, though, seems like it's a great setup, though. Just here on one of these tight, twisty roads of Austin, Texas, Lime Creek Road, seems to be carrying its own real nicely.
Absolutely.
As well, man.
It corners flat as a pancake. It just, there's no body roll. I mean, that's a 20-mile-an-hour turn right there, and we're doing about 55 through it, so it's a wonderful setup.
That took me off guard a little bit. That did feel pretty great. Man, it's just something about these older cars too. What I love about them is you'll hear them coming.
When we built this motor, you know, I planned on running short tube headers on it, or what's referred to as a shorty header. When I actually got them, they actually were kind of somewhere in between. They're not really shorty, and they're certainly not long tube, but I guess you would refer to it as a mid tube. But I did a complete 2.5-inch exhaust system, front to back. It has Flowmaster 40s, so it's we're cruising along at about 35 miles an hour right now, and it's very calm and
it is,
livable. We can have a conversation over it. But when you step on it, these things open up, and it is a glorious sound. When you drive a car like this by somebody and you're getting on it, everybody will turn their head to see what it is that's going by. So they sound amazing.
They do. Well, we're also taking pictures today as well. So like I told you earlier, hopefully the pictures are so good that you just won't want to sell it. We'll do this again.
And like I said, I'm really torn about selling it.
You're in no rush then.
Yeah, I'm really in no rush. If like I said, I have the car it's not really even listed. It's on a couple Facebook sites. I haven't put it on eBay or anything like that. And if you want to give me 28 grand, great. If you want to give me 27,900, I won't take it. So I'm just not flexible. Even at 28 grand, there's half of the drivetrain isn't included in that. So it's I spent the money in it, and don't be surprised if you see me 5 years down the road and I'm still driving this thing around.
Well, anyway, for as long as you do have it, you had it today and you brought it out, and I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much. Man. It was a lot of fun watching the car be shot, and having you take the time to do all this.
My pleasure, man. Anyway, that does it for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Later.